Welcome all. Today we will see basics of feedback amplifier. So amplifier is nothing but a circuit consisting of any of the transistor which will amplify the input signal. So the output signal will be the amplified version of the input signal. It can be either in phase inverted version or in the same phase. So the amplitude of the input signal will be increased, but the remaining parameters will remain as it is. So the characteristics of an amplifier can be improved by providing a feedback. So what do you mean by a feedback? Feedback is nothing but a portion or the entire output signal will be connected back to the input signal. That means the output signal will be fed back to the input, connected back to the input. So thereby we will get a closed loop. So if we have an amplifier like this with gain A, the output of the amplifier will be connected back to the input. So here this is the output and this is the input. So the output of the amplifier is connected back to the input. So in the feedback path there will be certain devices like passive components like capacitor, resistors or anything like that. So that network is known as feedback network. It will have a gain beta. So a feedback amplifier is nothing but, so you can see here, an amplifier is nothing but which amplify the input signal without changing any of its characteristics except the amplitude. Amplitude will be increased. So the performance of an amplifier can be improved by using feedback network which connects the output to the input of the amplifier. This is what I explained now. Now we will see a block diagram of a basic amplifier network. So you can see here this circuit, or this is the block diagram of a amplifier. So you can see here the input Vin is given to an amplifier having gain A. So the output is VO. So this much if you are considering, this is known as an open loop circuit. There is a amplifier input and output. This is known as an open loop network. Loop is nothing but a closed path is known as loop. So here there is no closed loop, so it is known as open loop network. So the output will be connected back to the input through a feedback path, thereby making a closed loop. So you can see here the block diagram consists of input signal Vin, then a mixer, then an amplifier circuit with gain A, then the output signal VO. The output is connected back to the input through the feedback network having gain beta. The feedback signal is VF. It is mixed with the input signal Vin. So Vin is mixed with the feedback signal VF. So the mixer can be either performing an addition operation or a subtraction operation. So that means the output of the mixer can be either Vin plus VF or Vin minus VF. So if it is an additive, then it is known as positive feedback. If the process is an addition, then it is known as a positive feedback. If it is subtraction, then it is known as negative feedback. Okay, so here in this example we have shown a negative feedback. So the input is mixed. So the value which is getting to the amplifier is nothing but Vin minus VF, and the output is VO. So VO is fed back to the input through the feedback network having gain beta. So input signal Vin is applied to a mixer network. It is combined with the feedback signal VF. The difference of these signals Vi is the input of the amplifier. And a portion of the amplifier output is connected to the input side through a feedback network known as beta. As I told, if the feedback signal VF is in phase with the input signal, both having same phase, then it is known as a positive feedback. And if the feedback signal VF is out of phase with the input signal Vin, then it is known as a negative feedback. So positive feedback is also known as regenerative feedback, and negative feedback is also known as degenerative feedback. Next we will see much more detail of negative feedback. What is the property, advantages, those all things will be discussed. So a negative amplifier, once again drawing the same circuit. Negative amplifier, the difference will be here the mixing will be subtractive operation for negative feedback. For positive, that will be an addition operation. So Vin is mixed with VF to get Vi. that is the input of the amplifier with gain A, output is VO, that is given to the feedback network having gain beta, feedback signal is VF, that is connected to the input. So what is the gain of the basic amplifier? This basic amplifier having gain A. What is A? A is equal to, gain is equal to output by input, right? So what is the output and input of this amplifier? A is nothing but VO by VI. VO by VI. So this gain is also known as open loop gain. Open loop gain. Next, what is the gain of the amplifier with the feedback? The entire circuit. What is the gain of this entire circuit? That is given by AF. Gain with the feedback AF is equal to VO divided by V in. This gain is known as closed loop gain because it is a closed loop circuit. So it is known as closed loop gain. Here VF is the feedback signal, beta is the feedback factor. What is beta? What is beta? You can see here beta is the feedback factor having input VO and output VF. So what is the gain beta? Output by input, that means VF by VO. Beta is equal to VF by VO, which is known as feedback factor. Now we will derive the expression for gain of a negative feedback amplifier. What is the gain of a negative feedback amplifier? That expression will be derived now. So you can see here, using the basic equations which we used, A, AF and beta, we are going to derive the expression for AF. So we have, what is the gain of a basic amplifier A? That is equal to VO by VI. So from this equation, VO is equal to A into VI. What is VI? VI is the output of the mixer, VI. So the input of the mixer is VF and V in. So it is subtraction operation, right? So VI is nothing but V in minus VF. VI is equal to V in minus VF, and from this equation VF is equal to beta V naught. So substituting that, we will get VI is equal to V in minus beta V naught. Now what is the equation for gain A that we have written here? So from this expression we will get VO is equal to A into VI. Substituting this VI over here, we get VO is equal to A into V in minus beta V naught. What we are going to do? We are going to find out the expression for the gain with the feedback. Gain with feedback AF. That is nothing but VO by V in. So now we will substitute the value of VO. What we got in the previous equation, we will substitute the value of VO here. So we will get AF is equal to VO by V in is equal to, AF is equal to VO by V in is equal to, so A V in is equal to VO into 1 plus A beta. So VO by V in is equal to A by 1 plus A beta. So you can see from this equation, we came to this equation, A V in is equal to VO plus A beta VO, VO plus A beta VO. So taking VO common, VO into 1 plus A beta, VO by V in is equal to AF, that is nothing but A by 1 plus A beta. So gain of a feedback amplifier, negative feedback amplifier is open loop gain A, or gain of the basic amplifier plus by 1 plus A into feedback factor beta. If it is a positive feedback, then it is A by 1 minus A beta. For a negative feedback, it is A by 1 plus A beta. That is the difference. For a positive feedback, it is A by 1 minus A beta. For negative feedback, it is A by 1 plus A beta. So gain of a negative feedback amplifier is A by 1 plus A beta. So you can see the gain without feedback is A. When feedback is introduced, gain is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Gain is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. So the negative feedback reduces the gain by a factor of 1 plus A beta. So it is known as degenerative feedback. So it is known as degenerative feedback. So it is obvious that AF is lesser than A. AF will be lesser than A. So the introduction of a negative feedback will reduces the gain. Okay, next we will see the properties of negative feedback. What are the properties or advantages and disadvantages of negative feedback? So first one we have already seen, that is gain has been reduced. There is a reduction in gain by an amount of 1 plus a beta. So this is a disadvantage. The only disadvantage of a negative feedback amplifier is its gain is reduced. So the remaining all the properties will be an advantage of negative feedback amplifier. So what are the remaining properties? It desensitizes the gain. Desensitize the gain, or known as stabilizes the gain. That means the gain of the basic amplifier is A, but gain of a feedback amplifier is AF. So this gain does not depends on any of the amplifier characteristics. That means if the amplifier is replaced or if the temperature changes, whatever happens, the gain does not change much. That means the gain is less sensitive on the amplifier or the remaining parameters of the transistor. So that is given by stabilizes the gain. Negative feedback stabilizes or desensitizes the gain. Next one, it reduces nonlinear distortion. That means the output signal is more like input signal. The operation will be more linear. So it reduces nonlinear distortion and it reduces the effect of noise. Noise means any unwanted signal present in the amplifier circuit is known as noise. So negative feedback reduces the effect of noise. And another one, it controls the input and output resistance. According to our wish, we can choose certain amplifier configuration or the connection such that the input resistance and output resistance can be controlled. Either we can choose like high input resistance and low output resistance, or low input resistance, high output resistance, like that. Whatever we need, like that we can choose the particular configuration. The last one is extend the bandwidth of amplifier. Bandwidth means what? The range of frequency over which the amplification happens. The range of frequency over which the amplification process happens. So that bandwidth will be extended if you are using a negative feedback amplifier. Next we will see types of negative feedback. Basically there are 4 types of negative feedback. Means topology or the connection, what we are meaning is the connection. In 4 ways we can connect the amplifier and feedback network to provide negative feedback. So the 4 topologies or the 4 types are voltage series feedback, voltage shunt feedback, current series feedback, and current shunt feedback. Shunt is nothing but parallel. Series means series connection, shunt means parallel connection. So we have an amplifier and a feedback network. We have an input here, we have an output here. This input is connected to the this output is connected to the input of the feedback network, and output of the feedback network is connected to the input. So here this input can be either voltage or current. Okay, this input can be either voltage or current. So if it is a voltage signal, then it is voltage feedback. If it is current signal, then it is current feedback. Okay, so first term is what type of mixing is happening at the input. At the input with the amplifier and feedback network, what type of connection, what type of mixing is happening. So if it is a voltage, then it is a series mixing. Here the mixing is series. And if it is a current, then the mixing is parallel mixing. Okay. Whereas the second term, series or shunt, means the output, how it is connected or how it is sampled. If it is a series connection, then here the parameter series will come. If it is a parallel connection, then the term shunt will come. So if it is series, means output is a current parameter. If it is a shunt, means output is a voltage parameter. That much depth is not required for you. Now you just study what are the 4 configurations or 4 topologies of negative feedback, or how we can connect a negative feedback in 4: voltage series, voltage shunt, current series, and current shunt. Out of this, the first one will be explained in detail, that is voltage series feedback. So we will see the voltage series feedback configuration. So voltage series feedback. Okay, this is the block diagram or schematic of a voltage series feedback amplifier. So voltage series feedback can be also named as voltage. Okay, one second. Okay. Okay, voltage series feedback can be also known as voltage sampling. You can see here the output, we are taking a voltage parameter. Output what we are taking is a voltage parameter. So in the output, what process is happening is known as sampling. The process which is happening at the output is known as sampling, and the process which is happening at the input is known as mixing. We have a mixer, right? So the input process is mixing, output process is sampling. So the output is a voltage parameter here, so it is known as voltage sampling. So if output is voltage, the connection is parallel connection. If output is voltage, the connection is parallel. Then the input is also a voltage parameter. So the input, if it is voltage, the connection is series. That means if in input voltage is there, then the connection is series. In output, if voltage is there, then the connection is shunt. Same way, in the input, if current is there, connection is shunt, and in the output, if current is there, the connection is series. Okay. So the circuit is a voltage series feedback connection. That means what we are doing is voltage sampling and voltage mixing. Voltage sampling, voltage mixing. So this series is nothing but determines the input connection, and this voltage tells what type of sampling is happening at the output. So it is a voltage sampling, this is not current, this is voltage mixing. Voltage sampling, voltage mixing amplifier. So you can see we have a basic amplifier structure A and a feedback network beta, and the output is taken across the load resistance RL. The input signal sign Vin is given. Input of the amplifier, basic amplifier, is Vi, feedback signal is Vf. Input we have voltage, so the mixing is series. So this is known as series type of mixing. And the output we have voltage, that means parallel. So you can see here the branch is taking parallelly. So this connection is parallel connection, this connection is series connection. So this is the circuit for a voltage series feedback amplifier. So input of the feedback network is VO and output of the feedback network is VF, that is mixed here serially with Vin. So Vi is nothing but Vin minus Vf. Amplifier gain is A, feedback network gain is beta. So here we have marked the impedance. Impedance is nothing but resistance. Here resistance we are meaning. So input resistance of the basic amplifier is ZI, output resistance of the basic amplifier is ZO. With feedback input resistance is ZIF, with feedback output resistance is ZOF. Now we will see the gain and input and output resistance of this particular configuration. So here voltage is sampled at the output and fed back in series with the input. Input signal is voltage signal and output signal is also voltage, so it is a voltage amplifier. Input is voltage, output is voltage, so it is a voltage amplifier. Now we will see the derivation of gain. So what do you mean by gain? So gain, two types of gain is the gain without feedback and with feedback. So without feedback it is A, output VO by VI. With feedback AF, VO by Vin. Feedback factor beta is equal to VF by VO. VF by VO. Okay. Next, the same derivation we have seen before, same thing once again writing. So VO is equal to A into VI. VI is equal to Vin minus VF. VF is equal to beta V0. Rearranging this one, VO into 1 plus A beta is equal to A Vin. So AF is equal to VO by Vin. VO by Vin is equal to A by 1 plus A beta. So gain of a negative feedback amplifier is A by 1 plus A beta. So the voltage gain with feedback is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. So if 1 plus a beta or a beta is very much greater than 1, what will happen? If a beta is very much greater than 1, the equation of gain will be a by a beta. A and a will get cancelled. What remains is 1 by beta. That means gain of a negative feedback amplifier AF is almost equal to 1 by beta. It does not depends on the basic amplifier gain A. So even if the temperature changes or the parameter of the amplifier changes, that does not depends on the gain of the negative feedback amplifier. Gain of the negative feedback amplifier depends mainly on the feedback network, the parameters used in the feedback. They are passive components. So voltage gain with feedback is independent of A, that is variation in A does not appear in AF. So negative feedback produces high gain stability. This is the first advantage of the negative feedback, that is it desensitizes the gain or it increases the stability of the amplifier, high gain stability. Next is input resistance. So we have seen at the input we have series connection. At the input we have series connection. So we know when under series connection the resistance, overall resistance will increase, and the output we have parallel connection. So the overall resistance under parallel connection will decrease. So we can tell directly, we are not going in much detail of that. Input resistance without feedback is ZI, with feedback is ZIF. In voltage series feedback amplifier, and under this particular configuration, the output of the feedback network is connected in series with the input of the amplifier. So input of the amplifier is connected series, right? So series connection means input resistance with feedback is greater than input resistance without feedback. So here in the feedback amplifier, everything either decrease or increase by an amount of feedback given by 1 plus A beta. So gain decreases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Here the input resistance increases by an amount of 1 plus A beta. So ZIF is equal to ZI into 1 plus A beta. Next, output resistance. So as we saw, the output is a parallel connection. So parallel connection means resistance has to decrease. So output resistance without feedback is ZO, with feedback is ZOF. Since the connection is parallel, the ZOF is smaller than ZO and reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. It's reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Next is gain and bandwidth. So we have seen gain of a feedback amplifier is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. So for an amplifier there is a term known as gain bandwidth product. Gain into bandwidth product. For an amplifier it should be always constant. Gain into bandwidth should be always constant. So in order to make it a constant, since the gain with the feedback amplifier decreases, bandwidth has to increases. So this one decreased by a factor of 1 plus A beta means bandwidth should increase by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Then only the gain into bandwidth product will be a constant. So since feedback means negative feedback reduces the overall gain by a factor of 1 plus A beta, bandwidth should increase by a factor of 1 plus A beta in order to make gain bandwidth product a constant. So we will see the frequency response of an amplifier with and without feedback. So what do you mean by frequency response? Frequency response is nothing but it's a graph. It's a graph with frequency in the y-axis and gain in the x-axis. So the input signal frequency will be there in the x-axis. So under this frequency, say from 0 Hz to some 1 megahertz or something if you are drawing, under these many frequencies of the input signal, how will be the amplification happening? How will be the increase in gain will happen? That has been drawn here. So we know the gain will be increased, right? So it will be very high. So under low frequency it will be less, and under high frequency it will be less. In the middle frequency we have very high gain. So here the figure consists of two plots, two frequency response, one with the feedback, another one without feedback. So we have seen under with feedback gain is reduced. So the smaller one, or this one is with feedback and this one is without feedback. So you can see without feedback the mid-band gain. Mid-band means under the mid frequency the gain is given by AO, and the cutoff frequency, lower cutoff frequency FL and upper cutoff frequency FH is marked by taking AO by root 3. AO by root 3 we will take one point. That point will touch at 2 points. This is the mid-band gain. That will touches a 2 point, that points are known as lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency. So for this particular this amplifier without feedback, gain is very high and the lower cutoff frequency is F1, upper cutoff frequency is F2. This is the bandwidth. And the one second. And the amplifier with the feedback, the gain will be reduced. This is the plot. With feedback, the gain is reduced. So this is the lower cutoff frequency F1F, and this is the upper cutoff frequency F2F. So from this figure it is clear that this is the bandwidth with the feedback. Bandwidth with feedback. So you can see bandwidth without feedback is less and bandwidth with feedback is very high. So here the gain is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Bandwidth increased by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Okay, so we will see the explanation for that. So bandwidth without feedback is BW is equal to F2 minus F1. Since F2 is very much high, in the higher side, right? So it's almost equal to F2. Bandwidth with feedback BWF is equal to F2F minus F1F, which is almost equal to F2F, because we are considering lower is like 100 Hertz or 10 Hertz like that, right? So we are considering the higher value. F2F, upper cutoff frequency will be considered. AO is the mid-band gain. In the middle frequencies, what is the gain? That is AO. Without feedback and with feedback is AOF. So what is gain bandwidth product? AO into F2 is equal to AOF into F2F. Since it is a constant, it should be same, right? So without feedback, this product is equal to with feedback, this product. How it can be justified? If the gain will be reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta and bandwidth will be increased by a factor of 1 plus A beta. So gain into bandwidth will be always a constant. Next is gain stability with feedback. We told the negative feedback desensitize the gain, or the stability of the gain is increased. How that will be explained here. So we know the overall gain with negative feedback is AF is equal to A by 1 plus A beta. Now we will see what is DAF by DA. That means rate of, we will be differentiating this AF with respect to A. We will differentiate AF with respect to A. So DAF by DA is equal to 1 by 1 plus A beta whole square. 1 by 1 plus A beta whole square. So this can be rearranged as DAF is equal to DA by 1 plus A beta whole square. DAF is equal to DA by 1 plus A beta whole square. Now if you are dividing this equation 2 with equation 1, equation 2 with equation 1, what we will get? We will get it as DAF by AF. DAF by AF is equal to DA by 1 plus A beta whole square into A. In numerator 1 plus A beta will come. So A beta will 1 plus A beta and 1 plus A beta square will get cancelled. What remains is DAF by AF is equal to DA by A into 1 plus A beta. That means rate of change of gain with feedback is equal to rate of change of gain without feedback into 1 plus A beta. So after introducing feedback, the change in gain will be very much less compared to change in gain without feedback. That reduction is by an amount of 1 plus A beta. So that means the relative change in AF means gain with feedback, is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta with respect to change in basic amplifier gain DA by A. That means if the without feedback, if the gain is changing by a percentage, 20%, after introduction of the feedback, this gain change will be very less, like 0.001%, this much less it will be the, that means gain is getting more stabilized, desensitize the gain. Next we will see some simple problems under the feedback section. So first question, calculate the gain of a negative feedback amplifier having open loop gain A as 2000, feedback factor beta is 20%. So A is equal to 2000, beta 20% means 0.2. So what is the gain with feedback? AF is equal to A by 1 plus A beta. Substituting all the given values, we will get it as 4.98. So the next question, an amplifier without feedback has a voltage gain of 2000. Same value 2000. If the voltage gain changes by 20% due to variation in temperature, find change in the gain of the feedback amplifier. Given beta is equal to 0.1. This is just before we have explained desensitize the gain. A problem from that section. The question says the open loop gain is 2000. Percentage change in the gain without feedback is 20%. That means 0.2. You have to determine the change in gain after introduction of feedback. So DAF by AF is equal to 1 plus A beta into DA by A. So DA by A is given by 0.2, A is given by 2000, beta is given by 0.1. Substituting all the things, we will get it as 0.000995. Under percentage, it is percentage change in gain with feedback is 0.0995%. So you can see here, without feedback, due to the variation of temperature, the gain changes by 20%. That much difference was there, but after introduction of feedback, the percentage change in gain is very less, that is less than 1%, 0.0995%. So introduction of feedback desensitize the gain. Okay, so this much about the feedback chapter. So we have studied what do you mean by feedback, what is the basic block diagram of a feedback, what is negative feedback and what is positive feedback. And then we have taken negative feedback in detail. We have seen the gain of a negative feedback, that is A by 1 plus A beta, reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Then we have seen advantages and disadvantages. Then types of negative feedback. Out of that we have explained voltage series feedback in detail. We have seen gain of voltage series feedback, input resistance, output resistance. Then we have seen gain bandwidth product. Then we have seen the stabilization of the gain. Then we have solved 3 problems. So this much about feedback. Next video will be based on the next topic, that is oscillator. Thank you.